All right, all right. So we'll start off with a little bit of an introduction. So my name is John, or you guys know me in the Discord as Core Cool J. Uh, I'm one of the founders of Qorbi World. I've been in technology for about 20 years now. I've been in blockchain for seven, and I've been developing video games for about 4 years. Um, I head the game studio side of Corby World, and I get a chance to work with some amazing game developers who have been developing our styles of video games for the last 10 to 15 years. Um, that's a little bit of background about me. Nadine, do you want to give a background about you?
Sure. My name is Nadine, and you see me in the Discord as core creators. I'm more on the gaming esports side. Core Gaming is also a esports organization, and we compete in Valorant currently and some fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. We have some content creators who you'll see occasionally streaming One Tap and other games out there. So I'm more on like the competitive gaming side of things.
Woo! All right, cool. All right, guys. So we put out a post and we asked people to submit their questions, and we got a bunch of questions. So we're gonna get to all those. But if anybody in this audience has a question, we have opened up the chat, and you can send us questions through there, and we'll address them all in this AMA. What we could do, Nadine, with this format is I can either go through like a quick here's how you see your pets, here's how you see your eggs, and then show them where to get more details, and then we can
Yeah,
jump
that'd be
into the
perfect.
questions. All right, cool.
Hmm.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I am on the Corby World website. What I'm about to show you about where you can see your pets and your eggs inside your wallet, you could do it both on Corby World and on the Play One Tap website. So depending on how you came in, you may be familiar with one of the other. For this demonstration, I'll show you guys how to do it on the Corby World. So it's real simple, guys. You have to log in, right? So currently I am logged in. So your login was done however you logged in, whether you used Google or Apple or one of your Ethereum wallets. That's how you would have logged in. And then you go to your My Assets. And My Assets is giving you a quick reminder that if you're going to be doing anything within your wallet, such as transferring them to another wallet or converting your assets to be a pet, there is a pop-up window that comes up that asks for you to enter your PIN. That's the equivalent of like those of you guys who are familiar with MetaMask, like or other wallets. That's the equivalent of you signing that transaction on chain, right? So it's basically what it's doing. So I'll enter my wallet. So a little bit about the wallet. So here you should be only seeing your Corby World items. So you may have a bunch of other things. You may have some Gods Unchained stuff or Subaluvian stuff in here or some undead blocks. But we are only showing you what's in your wallet for Corby World, right? So don't freak out if you don't see your other stuff. Uh, there's not a ton you do here. We just have it set up to be very simple so you can see what's in your wallet. Also, this wallet that you logged into, this is also the wallet that's connected to your game. So when you log into the one tap game, you're actually connecting to the same wallet, and that's how we know what items you have in your game. Like, for the pets, that's an in-game item. Those of you who've been purchasing loot boxes, once we do the reveal and you have a skin, that's an in-game item. So that's pretty cool. We do have a little link here so you can check out your wallet ID. You can click on it and copy it. That's your wallet ID. For those of you guys who are not super familiar with how these Web3 wallets work, that's okay. You actually don't have to worry about any of that. We're taking care of it all for you, and making sure that your items are safe and they're a part of your game. If you'd like to learn more about what it means to have a Web3 asset, and maybe you want to sell them or something like that, and you're not sure how to do it, really simple, guys. We have a lot of great people in our Discord that will immediately help you if you post something in general, or you can open a support ticket and we can walk you through how to do that. But for those of you who are familiar with Web3 items, this is your wallet address right here. So in case you're wondering what you're logged in with, and then those of you guys who are using the Spear One wallet, when you click on this, check your wallet, it'll take you to the Spear One wallet link. And if you guys haven't done that yet, please do that. I think the Spear One wallet is amazing, and you'll really like all the capabilities that are over there. As you can see, I have eggs, I have pets. They're all in this one wallet. Pretty easy, pretty cool. There's not much more that goes on here, and we'll talk about transferring of pets in a second. Nadine, do you have any questions, or do you think I covered everything on this website?
Yeah, no, I think it looks good. I think then the other part of this is going to be getting into, you know, what does it mean to have all three eggs? And then a lot of those are questions that were submitted. So
Yeah, cool.
I think we can get into the questions. Yeah.
Cool. Just give me one second. I want to show one more thing. So on the One Tab
Sure.
website, are you able to see the One Tab website or no?
Yes.
Okay, great. So on the One Tab website, that's where we talk more about pets and we really get into details on how the pets are being used in the game. And and guys, for those of you guys who don't know, those of you who have eggs, they actually are converting into pets. And so this is a very important conversation to talk about these pets. We highlighted quite a few pets here on the One Tap website. The Jaguar is the one everybody kind of knows right now because it's the one that's currently allowed in the game, even if you don't own it. Eventually, we will take it away from everybody, and only the owners of the Jaguar will have the Jaguar in the game. But you can check out a few more details. So here's the octopus details. We have the upcoming dog. But also, if you click on more in on the One Tap page, we're going to get into a lot deeper details about the pets for you. And there's a whole section that says all about Qorbi World pets. And in here, it starts to explain to you what are the fundamental values of the pets, all the way down from what's their value inside the game and what's their value outside of the game. And there's a lot of value outside of the game here, guys. So the way we've set up this pets is for them to be a true collectibles. Um, and the way we've done these true collectibles is we've set them all up with rarity values. So uh, you can read all about those rarity values here. But just as an example, you can see we have this list of pets. By the way, guys, that you're seeing here, this is the list of pets that are coming out over the next 2 months into the game, and they each have how many are the max amounts we're going to mint. What is their rarity values compared to the entire collection, the current collection of the system. And so you can see we have a dog coming out, the snake coming out. Next year you're gonna see things like the monkey, the fox, the toad. These are all amazing collectibles inside the game and outside the game for those of you guys who are interested in doing these collectibles. How I perceive these collections is similar to collecting Pokemon cards. When Pokemon cards were first printed, there was a certain amount of them. There was only 50,000 Pikachus. And if you got your hands on one of those Pikachus on the first series, that's a very valuable card versus, the latest prints of the Pokemons that's going on now. That's really what we're looking at here, guys. When you're collecting these pets and converting your eggs to pets, what we're what we're what we're doing outside of the game is creating these collectible values, and you're really buying something that may have some much bigger value than in the future, right? And this is determined by the growth of the game. how people perceive the actual pet. So, for example, people love the jaguar and they think that's a great piece of asset. It looks great in the game, it looks great as an NFT, and it's got a great ability, and there's only 600 of them, right? So, again, it's how people perceive these animals is what creates their values. So you can go here again as you click on more from the one tap website, and it'll take you to all the details around the game, and then you can click on read about Corby World Pets and learn more about the values of these pets inside the game and outside of the game. All right, so let's jump right into some of these questions. What do you
Yep, we
got?
have a couple questions in the chat from Spidey. First question is, any plans to migrate to IMX Passport?
Yeah, uh, there is absolutely. So we'll support that as a additional authentication method. So interesting, Spidey. Give me a follow-up question on that. Do your passports do they immediately have all your assets in there, or do you have to move them all? Do you have to migrate them all one by one, right? Because I mean, we have people who have 20 pets in their wallets, and you know 10 loot drops. That's going to be kind of annoying. But so I haven't looked into that. I'm kind of curious to see how that works so we can start preparing. But yes, passports is on the list. For those of you guys are just getting familiar with passport, IMX is working on this system called Passport. It's really cool, and it kind of gives like this uniformed way of authenticating and managing your in-game items across all the IMX games and then some, right? So, IMX is making a lot of relationships and a lot of moves within the industry, including their relationship earlier this year with Polygon, another relationship announced with Univisoft, and the most recent one with Merit Circle. So these this passport system will give you access to so much more within the IMX platforms, and we will support it 100%. And the reason for that, Spidey, just so you know, is that we support everything IMX. And it's vice versa. IMX supports everything that we do. So we're an official partner with them. Um, Last year they did award us a grant because they evaluated our company and our team and our game, and they felt that that was we were a good project to get behind. And so this is why we're one of the this is why we have a partnership with them. This is why we're one of the people on their list whenever they do any kind of announcements around the games that they're supporting. Cool.
Okay, I'm sure he might, put some feedback in there since you asked for a couple things related to that question. But the next question is, what is our mission for being an ambassador? That's the question, and then there's a comment behind it. And the comment behind it is, since it looks like anyone can apply to be there.
Well, absolutely. So everyone can apply to be there. We have well, there's two questions, so I'll answer the first one. The mission to
Mhm.
be an ambassador is really for us to be able to know who is really supporting our project, and then once we're able to identify who's really serious about supporting the project, then we want to invite you to come and support us even um, at a much more like personal level. Um, and then we're creating that relationship to also have rewards, right? So we're creating a what we like to think of a win-win relationship. So you have decided, okay, Corporate World's something that's worth following, and then we're like, cool, you're an early supporter. We want to reward you for that, but we also want you to be more involved with us. We want you to come and ask us about what's next in our game. Come and ask us when are we dropping our play to earn collection? What's our tokenomics? Those are the kind of things that we're hoping to get from our ambassadors. And in exchange, we're going to give you all kinds of early access rewards. And those of you who are an ambassador, you know that a couple weeks ago we started a new ambassador program, and we set up the engagement to be reward based. So you come in and you do things like the AMA, or you support us online, or you go and play the game more, and then in exchange you're entered to win some sort of whether it's a Corby token or a pet or early access to loot drops. And just so you guys know, guys, the ambassador program will get first access to start learning about our Corb system. That's our play to earn system that we're hoping to launch at the end of January, along with our token. And we'll have another AMA very soon. I think it's scheduled for next week, where we're going to start really kind of starting the education on our tokenomics and our play to earn system. And the ambassadors really get the first chance at that. And so if you're wondering what the biggest values of being an ambassador is, it's that. It's having that first chance at being getting your hands on one of the Corbs, which gives you long-term earning values and project values like voting and staking. So, really great question. There was another part of that question I kind of forgot. What was that? Let's see. What was the other half of that question? So it looks like.
Wow, I was talking and I was muted. Sorry
Okay,
about
no
that.
worries. Happens to me all the
Um,
time.
so, so it looks like the other part is just asking what the main mission was of being an ambassador, since it appeared that anyone could apply.
Oh, right. Well,
So I
the
think
anyone
both
could
of those
apply
were
part, right?
answered. Mhm.
So actually, everyone can apply. But we have a process of testing out the interaction, right? What we don't want is anyone to just apply and they're an ambassador and then they take on the role and 3 months later they haven't done anything. They haven't met anyone in Discord. They haven't made the relationships within our project. And so we actually are reinforcing a system where you apply, but you could be asked to leave the ambassador program because you're just not active enough, right? And actually we had 5,000 people apply to become an ambassador, and I think right now we've accepted, I want to say, 120. So we're still going through the applications. We are still inviting people to join to become an ambassador, and we hope to grow that to be a lot bigger, right? But it does take a little bit of time to get to know 5,000 people. So what we do to kind of help weed it out is we ask for immediate engagement. So if you want to be an ambassador, okay, here's a set of tasks that we send you in our Gleam. And one of those tasks is, hey, truly enroll to become an ambassador. And then you do that by enrolling into this form, but it also asks you to come and join the Discord. And from the Discord, you open a ticket, and from the ticket, we talk to you. So some people just say, "Hey, I got this message, and I want my ambassador role." We actually are doing something in the background to check. Okay, who are you? When did you apply? What did you do? And by the time you got to the Discord, you probably applied like 3 different times and gave us a lot of information about how serious you are about the project. So we're very serious about ambassadors. We absolutely love our early adopters, and we hope to grow that to be as big as we can. I mean, what we expect is that our early supporter list can get as big as 10,000 people. And that's fine with us because we're also a very big project and we can support that level of ambassadors. All right, next
Okay.
question.
Okay, next question. Also from Spidey, and it's okay that you're asking a lot of questions. I looked at the rarity table, and according to it, the Jaguar is the rarest, and yet it's the cheapest.
Actually, the Jaguar is free if you really think about it, right? So, what we did to introduce our pets is we ran what we call an egg system. And the eggs were done under a free mint. So the way the egg system works is if you collect three uh, of the pet eggs, so there's a gold egg, there's a bronze egg, and there's a silver egg for each of these pets. If you collect the three, you can go to our Corby World website and you can trade it in for your pet. If you were part of all those free pet systems or those free mints, you got the Jaguar for free. And absolutely, and I love that you pointed out that's like one of the most valuable items is one that we gave for free, but we gave it for free in a way where we were, we asked for the interaction. You also had to go through a process of being, to get the education on what is a pet. So I thought it was a really good idea to come out with one of the most valuable pets as and then have you actually kind of worked to earn it. I mean, yeah, it was free, but Spidey, you still had to be like, okay, when's the next drop? And you had to collect them all, and you had to be really patient because they didn't come out one day after the other. They were like weeks apart, right? So you were asked to be patient and kind of follow the project. Now we've gone through four pets, so in total in the egg system, which I think that's going to be the last for the egg system. So we have the jaguar, the turtle, the chameleon, and the octopus. And some of them have really high value rarity wise, like the jaguar, and some of them have low value rarity wise, like the octopus. And they all did very well under this egg program. A lot of people were very interested. We got a lot of people asking us questions. But more importantly, we had a lot of people go through what we call our education process on what is a pet, what is Corby World. In some cases, guys, and where Nadine and I do offline events, like if you go and check out the One Tap Twitter, you'll see that we went to live events. We went to some esports events and we had people try the game. We ran education campaigns on what is the game, what are the pets from a Web3 perspective. These are people who may not have ever known what Web3 is, and we're out there educating them. Um, what does it mean to have a Web3 asset? What does true ownership really mean in gaming? Because thanks to the magic of blockchain, you can own this item whether we kick you out of the game or not, whether you want to play the game or not, and that item has a value and has a short-term and long-term value. And we use the free egg system to kind of invite people to come and learn in that way. So, and we took full advantage, guys. Like we spent all year, I can't even tell you how many people we've actually talked to online and offline. It's got to be like 50,000 people that we've like actually talked to, one of our staff or myself that has asked about the project because of those eggs that we've minted. Um, and I think what one of the things that we could see from that as well is that we have a lot of people like yourself who have kind of created that relationship with Corby World because of of the interaction with our items. Good question. I really like that one. What's the next question?
Next question. Do you have any plans for servers in the EU?
Yeah, we have one
Since I
already
have
in Frankfurt.
I have really bad ping here.
Okay, open a support ticket for me and let's chat about that because we have a Frankfurt server and if you're not connecting to it, I want to talk about it. So we have servers all over the world. So one's in Brazil, one's in Singapore, one's in Germany. There's one in Mumbai. Um, we have two in the U.S. Uh, there's probably more. I'm actually not the server guy. I'm kind of going off of what I remember seeing last. So yeah, uh, so we have a partnership with Unity, right? So we're a Unity game, and we have a partnership with Unity, and they help us. We co-manage our fleet, they call it, which is a bunch of servers all over the world. Um, and so we have a really good setup there, at least I think so. But put in a support ticket. Let's talk about it. We'll help you. to see where the issues are.
Okay, next question from JTM. What will be your next goals to support the project as an ambassador?
Yeah, absolutely. So the next things that we have on the well, I mean, right now we're really focused on the loot box, right? So we delivered the skin system to the game, and we're really excited to get that rolling. And the next big thing for us is to get you guys opening your loot boxes and doing it in a very public way, right? So some of you ambassadors have purchased a bunch of these. Some of you won the buy one get one free. Some of you will win today because there's another giveaway going on. There's just a lot of loot boxes being circulated right now, and we're super excited to set up the open your loot box system and um, and just show it off. That's kind of like your next task, ambassadors, is go and show off your skin that you got from the loot box. And I hope I wish everybody good luck. Get those primals. They are absolutely gorgeous in the game, and they also have really cool rarity values. I just saw GTM's message.
Okay, yeah, it says, will I ever be able to be on the core gaming team as a Fortnite team or other games? I hope to get a primal skin. Actually, you know what's funny is I was just thinking about you because I did get your email. So because I'm on the esports side, I those emails are forwarded to me. So I did get that email, and I have been meaning to reply, basically to ask more questions about what games you were referring to. Um, so I am going to get around to responding to that email. So I did see it, and I will be responding.
Nadine, how many messages do we get on becoming a core gaming gamer?
Uh, Several.
Several.
Every day, pretty much.
I'm
Every
gonna
day
tell you
by
guys,
email on the website or by DM on any of our socials, like on Twitter or Instagram,
yeah.
or personal DM. Yeah, yeah.
So I'll tell you guys the esports side, very organized. It's a good sized group of people who are involved with that, and we're seeing a lot of success over there competitively. And guys, I hope you guys know this that we love gaming. Nadine and I have been in gaming since at least 2016, and we have and that's the other half of core gaming is the esports organization, and so we're always looking to grow it. But one of the I want to make sure to mention it here is one of the areas that we're also looking to grow is our Web3 esports division, which is we want people competing as a core gaming player in Web3 games. So we've explored games like Gods Unchained, EVIO, talked to some of their players that are competing in those events over there. And we're very serious about that. So if anybody hears, whoever is here now or listening later is interested in being a Web3 gamer under an organization, please contact us, and we'll chat about it. And it doesn't have to be one of the games I mentioned. It could be any game that you feel like is competitive and has a lot of momentum around gaming, right? So good stuff. What's the next question?
Yes. So now there's no more questions in the chat, but if they pop up, we'll definitely answer them.
Okay.
But we got some questions from others who weren't able to make it. One of the questions is, why are there different amounts of eggs for each pet?
Right. Um, so I mean, a lot of the amount of eggs that we gave out had to do with the um, the rarity values. So the rarity values are based on how we perceive the item. Um, uh, do we think it's a compelling piece of asset visually? Do we think it's a good in-game item? And how many are we going to allow to mint, right? That comes up with the rarity value. So we did tie the eggs the egg system into those rarity values. So that's why some of them have, for the Jaguar, I think there was only 300 that of each egg that was minted, and then for the turtle, I think it was 500 or 400, and then I think the octopus had the most. And so you can see, if you go look at those rarity charts, you'll see that they kind of line up. Perfect. Good question though. I like that, right? That's someone really thinking about the project, like why did they do different type, you know, different amount of eggs.
Okay, the next question is, can I sell my eggs?
You can sell your eggs. Oh, I want to talk about that. So, let's see. So there are a lot of places where you can sell your eggs. I'll show you a couple. So if you're seeing my screen right now, I'm on a website called Token Trove, so tokentrove.com, and you can find the Corby World collection in Token Trove. And this is actually people who are selling their eggs right now. And I love to show this off because I think it's hilarious how these eggs are selling for 37 cents. Like if I can buy three turtle eggs for like under $3, guys, the turtle is if we were selling it without this egg system, we would be selling it for like 40, $50. Like it's a significant piece of collections in and out of the game. And it and people are selling these eggs for like 37 cents. I think you should go and buy these up. I mean, if you got a $2, $3 on you, get your hands on those three eggs, the gold, silver, and bronze, and uh, you know, and then you've secured your pet for $3, and then turn around and put it on the market. If you're not going to use it in the game, turn around and put it in the marketplace for like $40. I promise you, it will sell. Let me show you this thing here. So I'll give you an example. So this is, I just filtered it by the turtle. So you can see there's the bronze egg, which is in red, the silver egg, which is in blue, and the gold egg, which is in yellow. And look at that. You can buy them all for, let's see, one, two. Actually, the silver egg's going pretty good. So you're going to spend like $8, $7. Probably has a lot to do with Ethereum's up today too, guys, right? So this is all in Ethereum. You can also, see its prices and everything here in Token Trove. I'll show you guys one more website in case you're not a fan of Token Trove. I really like this website, and these guys are amazing. I really want to show their support. They've been very supportive of our project. But a new company that came out starting to support IMX stuff is called Atomic Hub. They also have a very nice website. I recently talked to them. They're very cool guys. I think they have a solid business model and a very safe and secure marketplace. So you can use these guys as well. And they have the same assets in here. So you can list your eggs either on Token Trove or Atomic Hub, whichever one you feel more comfortable using. But more importantly, guys, this is where you go and buy your eggs. And I would start collecting all of these sets while they're still low like this. I guarantee you in 2024, they are not going to stay this way. There's tons more coming out on Corby World. As soon as we release our play to earn system and people start competing in the game, all of this is going to change a lot. Good question.
Okay, the next question is, what do pets do?
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer to what do pets do is to talk about what they do in the game. So each pet has an ability, and just so you guys know, okay, so right now we have four pets in the game, and in the next couple months we'll have um, nearly 25 pets and for sale, and maybe like 10 or 12 of them will be in the game. It usually, like, what we'll do is we sell them as like a pre-sale, so 30 days prior for them to showing up in the game. um, and so we'll within the next like by January we'll have 25 pets for sale, and about 10 to 12 of them will be in the game itself. And what they do is different things in the game. Like for example, the turtle allows you to put up a defensive wall while you're, if someone's shooting at you, you can put up a wall very quickly. The jaguar gives you a dash so you can run away, or you can dash into your opponent. The chameleon is my absolute favorite. It allows you to disappear for 3 seconds. Um, what's funny about it is there's nothing telling you that you've reappeared. So if you play the game with the chameleon, you'll love and hate it. So it's kind of all done on purpose. The octopus has like this flash that inks out your opponent's screen for a few seconds. So these are all very defensive type of abilities within the game. Um, and they all have a lot of value. And really, those of you guys who've been playing the game heavily and plan to be playing the game on the competitive side, you'll get a lot of value for these, but you'll also have to learn how to use these correctly. I mean, not every pet has the perfect ability for every map, and not the perfect complement for every weapon, and definitely not the perfect complement for every style of player. So what the pets do for the game the most is adds a new dynamic value to our game, which makes you
That's
think,
why, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
no, it's okay. So it makes you think of what is the best pet to take into this round against this opponent with this map, with this game mode. And those of you guys who've been playing the game, you guys know what I'm saying. Those of you guys who haven't played the game, play the game, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like there's there's a lot going on in the game, um, and the pet adds a really cool dynamics to it.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in the training grounds trying to figure out like combinations, like how can I combine this pet with this gun on this map, and trying to kind of get into more strategies around each map. That's what I use the training grounds for.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I definitely encourage everyone to use the training grounds for that. One, that's a really good way to kind of learn, the mechanics of the game, the maps, and then how to use a pet, right? If you're playing the game for the first time and you jump into a competitive game, I promise you will struggle with the controls on the first time, right? It takes at least one entire game to really get the handle of everything, especially figuring out the cooldowns for the pets, how to use them, etc. Um, I think though there's also a purpose for the pets outside of the game. So, Nadine and I came up with this idea for Corby World several years ago, and one of our biggest goals was to get people to be able to interact with our games online and offline, meaning as a collectible. Like similar to like I know I talk about Pokemon a lot, but it's similar to like the way I feel about Pokemon. Like I I I grew up playing Pokemon. I played all the different versions of Pokemon. I love it as far as like being an arena game. I love that game, but I also know the values of those collectibles, and so I interact with them also offline. When I go to my local collectible store, I look at, okay, what is the latest Charizard going for, and there's these kind of things that you do outside of the game, and it allows people to relate and kind of create that relationship with Corby World at a much bigger, deeper level, guys. And I want you guys to understand this. Like, we didn't build this game for it to be a one time, okay, this year it's going to be a game that everybody tries and plays, and next year it'll taper off and, become nothing. We plan to still be here 20 years from now, still developing and improving on the the game and the intellectual property around this game. The what will the pets do, and how does the Corbs interact, and what's next for Corby World. We plan to do this forever, and when you see how we've developed our game, our lore, even our tokenomics, everything is about longevity, right? And so we want you to engage with these pets at a much deeper level outside of the game. And I think that's a very like important piece for everybody to kind of understand.
Okay, next question. How are the pets minted?
Um, yeah, so we will have um, the next pet that's coming out is our dog. Right now, we have a wait list starting. By the way, guys, we have like I think there's about 1,500 people on this wait list. Like people have been coming to the shop and looking at the dog and saying, "Whoa, I want that." So that's really awesome. We're super excited. We will be opening up the dog mints before the end of the month, right? So kind of keep your eye open for that. We'll probably do it silently at first and send it out to our ambassadors and our followers on Discord. So don't worry. Um, and then, so the way they're minted is that when you purchase them, they're minted at that time, right? So we don't mint them all at one time. We're going to be minting one at a time. So it's a little different than the way we did the egg system, where the egg system was minted all at once, alongside with the pets, and this one will be different. This one will be different. So so get your hands on these as fast as possible when they come out. Um, I guarantee you these are going to be a very important piece of the project and it will have a lot of value. Cool question. What's the next question?
Will there be any more egg drops?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure though, guys. Like I don't get to determine that all by myself. There is a 10-person marketing division at Qorbi World that has a collaborative and they make those big decisions on how we push the project. And so they may come to us next year and say, hey, we should do another egg drop. But as of right now, there's nothing scheduled.
Okay, and then what about more pets? Will there be more pets?
Lots more pets, guys. Like I plan to release up to 25 more pets over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks. And then I'm going to get them into the game um, within like a few months of that, right? And guys, those of you guys have been reading the rarities, you know this. We call them pets, but I mean, they're not just a dog, a cat. There's a dragon, there's a T-Rex, there's a pterodactyl. These are companions that you have in the game, and we just call them pets, but they're not all. It's not like we have a hamster, even though we should do a hamster. What would that would be a cool little thing. It would be have the ability of like rolling up into a ball and you can throw it at people.
I do like that. But that's kind of similar to the armadillo, right?
Oh yeah, the armadillo is really cool. So when you
Yeah.
use the ability, it rolls up and it rolls towards your opponent. I'll leak this out because it's super fun. I've seen all the pet abilities in the game, and the T-Rex is probably my favorite. So the T-Rex actually stomps on the ground and it creates this shaking movement and it kind of stuns your opponent for a few seconds, which is really cool.
Mhm. All right. Let's see. Next question is, will all the pets have eggs?
No, no.
Yeah. Let's see. Then I have the last question here is, can I earn with pets?
Oh, good question. As of right now, no. There is no way to get the cryptocurrency with the pets. And and that's probably going to stay true, but there are multipliers tied to the pets, and we are going to build some sort of reward system around these pets based on those multipliers. But you'll have to wait to see how we do it. It'll have a lot to do with how we mature as a project. So we will, I mean, one of the things that I can promise guys is we will continue to create value for people who are holding any one of the Corby World items, whether it's a skin, a pet, or a Corb, or any future item. And what we do, because we know we have that responsibility, we set these multiplier values within those assets. You can see them when you buy them, and that's how we'll when we bring in rewards, like we might open up our ecosystem fund to create some Corby rewards around those multipliers. But they won't be like an earning reward. They'll be more of like, different types of things. Like there'll be a competition, and based on who won and what items they have, they'll get, X amount of Corby, right? So for example, we might have a tournament, and your dog has a 4 times multiplier. The tournament is 1,000 Corbies. Then you use the dog, you get 4,000 Corbies. Those are the kind of earning. I mean, they're not like the play to earn system that we have, but they're definitely earning things that we are going to be doing that are tied to these items. And here I'll show you, like, we put it on everything. So even holding an egg gives you a multiplier. So see these rarity values here. So these 1.5s. So if you look at a silver egg, it has a 2. If you look at a gold egg, it has a 2.5. I think the octopus gold egg actually has a 3. So these are all kind of like, those of you guys who are familiar with Web3 strategies, holding strategies are very important to projects. We want you to kind of hang on to the asset as long as possible. And because of that, we come up with ways to reward you for that. And so we've added those multipliers in there to be able to use what we call our ecosystem fund to be able to reward people in the future. But you guys got to hang on, right? We got to be a little bit more mature in order to do that. And first thing we're going to do is launch our earning collection, list our token, and then you'll see us start engaging a little bit more with these assets. But guys, I got to tell you, getting your hands on these things and buying them now is the most important part. Once we release that we're doing these multipliers, it'll make things so much more expensive. So go out there and get these pets right now. Go buy those eggs. I mean, right? I mean, getting an egg for a few bucks it'll definitely pay itself off later this year when we release the token, or next year. Sorry, this year's almost over.
Yeah. That's it. That was all of our questions.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Well, thank you everyone for participating and thank you everyone who's listening right now. A lot of people couldn't make it, and so they submitted their questions online, and we appreciate everybody who's taken the time to do that. The good news is we were doing these AMAs a year ago, and we were getting very little questions, and now I can really see the community is much bigger. They're much more curious. I think it has a lot to do with the game is, it's in a really solid state. So if you haven't tried the game yet, take a look at it, jump on there, play a few times. There's a lot of people playing the game now. Um, I think in the last 8 weeks, we've had something like 25,000 people try the game, which is amazing. We're hoping to report, in the end of next quarter, what our daily actives look like. Right now, it's just too early. Oh, some big announcements that we have on the project side is uh, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to release what's called our seasons. So what with seasons, we're going to have leaderboards and a badging system. In the badge system, you are going to be able to earn um, in-game items, and every single in-game item, guys, is a Web3 item. That means that it has a rarity, it has a value, can be resold, can be traded, and also used in the game. So this could be anything from a a bat, a bazooka, or a skin um, for a weapon, right? So this is those kind of badging systems will be there. But even cooler is the season. So once the leaderboard is out there and the seasons can get started, that means that those who are holding the Corbs can start earning. And for those of you guys who have been waiting for that, it is coming and it's coming very quickly. We are estimated to launch at the end of January, so we will be putting the Corbs for sale sometime in January, and you will hear about it first as an ambassador, and then or in our Discord shortly after the ambassadors. That's big. That's the big announcements there. Thank you everybody again for all your questions and joining us today. Nadine, do you have any final thoughts?
Um, oh wait, we have one last question. Why do we have Corbs on Sol and not on IMX?
Okay, so really good question. So we had our founders collection on Solana, right? Um, that's where we originally started. What, 2 years ago? The remaining Corbs, which is the earning collection, will go on IMX. But if you have a Corb on Solana, the Spear One wallet that we're using for the game, that supports both Solana and IMX and actually a bunch of other chains. So you can actually have all your Corbs in one place and be earning, you can be, earning on any of those. It's fine. Our system is set up to be multi-chain and kind of support all of our plans. I love that question. Spidey, do you own a Corb? Nice. Very cool. Do you have the Corb owner role? Let me see. Dude, you're a Corb everything. Let me see. You don't have the owner role. I'm gonna get you that role. Don't worry. All right, cool. That is awesome. Those of you guys who are listening and and we're part of the Founders Collection. This is the moment you guys have been waiting for us to list the rest of these Corbs and start the earning system. So I am just as excited as you guys. We love you too, Spidey. Thank you so much. All right, Nadine, do you have anything else?
I don't know.
All right,
I have
guys. Well,
nothing
thank
else.
you. Everybody have a great day and see you next time.
Bye, guys.